Hey everybody, Seven here, and Planet Crafter just got another major update. Now before we even get into a single thing, one huge asterisk for this, I'm pretty much perpetually on the latest experimental build, so everything that we're about to get into is subject to change. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get into this. So if anybody's seen any of the series that I've done, you know them always saying, save your microchips. As the game has been progressing throughout its alpha stages and then getting into its 1.0 stages, they always dropped more blueprint unlocks than what you needed. And this update came with a ton of new unlocks. We're also on a file that's a bit older, so while this place is incredibly advanced looking, we are actually missing several resources. All of the new quartz aren't in this base. The only one that existed when this playthrough was going on was the pink quartz. Also, if you've seen any of my series, you'll know this is my hardcore save deletion crater start. It was the most advanced one that I had, so I could get into all the fun new stuff that's here. Alright, let's see how many we got. Oh, right. Now what the update said was most of these are going to be vehicle related. Okay, so it's going to have cargo, and we've got cargo increases. Makes sense, because that's how you get your, Oh, nice, you get an armor rack now for your spacesuits. Nice, vehicle speed increase. Another vehicle storage increase. Headlights for the car. Oh, that was the explosive. We should have already had that. Like I said, this file is, it's endgame in certain aspects, but light years from endgame in others, just because this one doesn't even have animals. Now, there is a lot of behind-the-scenes type stuff. They said that they adjusted some of the snap points, some of the laydown for how buildings are going to get set. And when I was building this, I did notice that there was a little bit more fluidity, and it felt just a little bit more natural with how things are placing. So things aren't going to be snapping together quite as clunky as they used to. But let's get into why we're really here. So with the vehicle update, it not only gives us the vehicle, plus a ton more blueprints to unlock, it also gave us 2 new areas to explore. And hopefully, we're going to be able to drive there. So to get yourself started off, you got to get the Rover first. And it looks like it's a pretty easy make. Doesn't even require rods of any sort. Now, given the low tech of what's required for this, just 2 rocket engines and some very basic resources, not even rods of any sort, I would imagine this is probably going to be a fairly early unlock. I don't have... Oh my god. Oh, it's got like an exoskeleton then. Oh boy. Okay, so open. Wait. Okay, so there's the pieces parts for it. It's got a little blue chest in the back. I love it. Oh my god. Alright, but before we get into I kind of want to make some of these modifications for it. Yeah, now some of these do have some pretty up there requirements already. Like you're getting into obsidian. Yeah, the first speed one is requiring zeolite. And you need to make 2 of them in order to get the tier 2. Now, like I said, because this one is a pretty advanced save, I don't think I'm going to make the unlimited oxygen, just because we already have breathable atmosphere here. Alright, let's get cracking on some of these. Oh, now that's nice. That is not a small number. Alright, so we should have very little problem getting just pretty much anything we want. Alright, let's get this inventory increase next. We're really curious to see if it actually graphically changes the chest at the back. I would hazard to guess it probably would. Alrighty, let's get one of these assembled and put it in. I just want to see if it graphically changes it at all. Oh yeah, look at this. It's a little bit taller. Holy crap, it's got huge storage though. Alright, let's get the bigger one. Really? Right now? Man, the second I got into this, I've had to stop several times just because of meteor shower stuff. When I jumped in, I had 2 osmium meteors hit, geez, within 10 minutes of me even opening the file. And now this is, I think, my 4th? I'm wondering if this might be part of the new update. This is a lot of business. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. It's because I'm on the highest difficulty level. I think that actually increases dramatically the frequency of all the meteor activity, so that might be just the settings that this file is on. Oh, look at that. It tears it. Holy crap, look at the size of that. That's almost the same as those TARDIS lockers. Oh, you know we gotta get these things. Well, maybe we should drive it around a little bit first. Okay, the triggers are backwards from what I would expect them to be. Okay. Doing this in the crater, probably not the best idea. But yeah, I would definitely expect LT to be backwards and RT to be forward, but just because most console games you would be playing, that's how the controls would be set. I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to get this out of here. I also don't know if it has any kind of structural integrity or what kind of torque and horsepower this thing has. It doesn't feel particularly fast, but it's a Rover, not a race car. Also, it's its baseline level 1 speed, so let's get this thing parked back up and get these speed. Wow, it sticks to the terrain though. All right, maybe I'm not gonna have such a hard time getting this thing out of here after all. It could use with a bit of suspension though, because the screen shake on it is a bit much. Uh-oh. It could probably do with some better tires too, because getting on that on-ramp was a little bit of an issue. Oh hey, I just noticed it's got a switch view. Oh, it's got extended seating. Oh my god. Unfortunately, your friends don't get camera control. So like when you're there, you're there. I'm sure, as I said, this is the experimental mode of it. This is the wait, grab. You can pick the whole thing up. Nice. Oh, that is killer. They definitely knew people were going to get these things into positions that they really shouldn't be. Okay, that time it actually got on pretty well. All right, let's see how ridiculous we can get this thing going. Now, another little hiccup that I'm noticing is my controller seems to intermittently just drop out. So I don't know if that's part of the update as well, or if I'm having some sort of extraneous issue. You know, let's just go right for the throat. We'll just... I wanted to do the storage piecemealed out because I wanted to see if it would graphically change. Now, unfortunately, like I said, this file in this playthrough doesn't have access to all of the stuff. I could just run out and grab a single solar quartz, but I'm actually more interested in trying to drive this thing out to the new areas. Now, vehicle logistics. Oh, I'll bet I know what that is. Right, there's no option to send drones here. All right, there's turbo mode. There's the headlights. Beacon. Oh. Oh, killer. They thought of everything. When they were gonna... Wow. Mind you, really took their time with this. So it can suffice as a box, essentially. So you'll constantly be able to breathe in it. The sea light is a bit up there for, you know, not having breathable atmosphere just yet, but still it'll suffice as a mobile box. You can get huge storage out of it. Headlights, of course. Yeah, and there's no button down on the bottom right. Oh, and there it is, the logistics. Oh, wait a minute. So you could then have it, okay, yeah, you could have it demand. So you could set it to demand like beans or something, or water bottles, and then have the drones fly out, like one or two of them, and shut that off. That is fantastic. Oh, yeah, and you can't change the color. Perfect. I definitely assumed you would be able to. I do wish the controls could be adjusted, though. Because this whole thing of LT forward and RT being reverse and the brake, essentially, that is awkward, given that it's like so... Oh god, please don't have fall damage. Okay. Wow, it is dramatically faster. Oh my god. Yeah, it is dramatically faster than when it started. Oh, there's naturally occurring frogs now. One thing that I am noticing is with the increased speed, they really suck down the turning radius. And you can see once you start getting up to speed, the wheels will actually not turn quite as much. Like you can see it even graphically, like I'll have the stick pressed all the way to the side. But then, as you get moving faster and faster, the wheel will automatically turn itself straight. So, giving a little bit of modification to the controls and... Oh boy. You know, that's the thing. Nobody ever talks about the size and mass and the gravity of this planet. So when you're really moving with this thing, it definitely can launch itself. Man, it definitely does seem pretty hard to get stuck. Like this is an ATV. But that does stand to reason given the pretty outrageous terrain that Maiju has crafted for the game, just in its own right. So like I said, this is the experimental release. This is not the stable one. So Maiju always makes changes. They bring something in, they don't quite like exactly the way it turned out. So they always make little tweaks and nuances here and there. They're also extremely receptive to player feedback. So if anybody has anything to say about the new vehicle, they're definitely going to be all ears and definitely listen. So I'm not super in love with the handling. I mean, it's understandable that it's going to have understeer as your speed increases, but the understeer is a little on the extreme side. I actually love the floatiness of it, though. That reduced gravity because of unknown planet that we're on, I think that's actually really fitting for space travel and for the environment. That icon, though, I love that. They really did think of everything, because the whole "where did I park?" That's gonna definitely save some people from losing their vehicles. See, like I said, the handling at low speeds is really good. The handling at high speed, I think, could be improved a little bit better. I do love that, though. And the controls. I don't know as though there actually is anything for vehicle controls, but it's brand new. Yeah, it doesn't even have any sort of options to adjust the controls just yet, but it's brand new experimental mode. I'm sure there's going to be a way of adjusting how that's going to work out. I'm also certain that there's definitely going to be all sorts of Reddit and Steam videos of people making the absolute sickest jumps in these things and just seeing how far they can launch it. Because the gravity does not appear to affect this thing. Not a whole lot. Wait, let me look at the front. Oh wait, so the lights are just automatically on? Oh, I kind of was expecting that all those little headlight things were on because I had the light on. All right, so there's no real graphical change when you have the lights on or off. That forward and reverse is still throwing me off. The look sensitivity in third person does seem way crazy fast, so definitely sorry if I'm giving anybody motion sickness on that one. So the only thing in the patch notes that said where this two new locations were was to head east. And the toxic caves and the lush desert are what we're looking for. And like I said, the only information is head east to find them. So I'm trying to hazard a guess of maybe... Oh, wow, there's so many more. They said they added a lot more, like, wild, just naturally occurring insects and animals and stuff. So there's frogs that are just naturally occurring that you didn't make. There's butterflies now in several locations. Oh. I wonder if this is lush desert. Oh, this looks all new. Oh, I'm going to have an absolute blast with this. Yeah, so the headlights are actually just permanently static on, it seems. But like I said, they're constantly tweaking things. I wouldn't be surprised if that became a thing that they adjust. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this whole place has just become incredible. Another thing that I'm noticing about the controls is the vehicle does seem to have a bit of a dynamic camera. So as you're going along, it'll automatically shift the camera back behind you. So with how fast the camera movement is, it'll also snap it back real fast. So I am having a little bit of an issue controlling that part. Well, I'm reasonably certain that this is likely going to be this is probably the desert. The lush desert. But then where would that put this toxic cave then? Oh, nice. Your vehicle shows up on the map even. Very cool. Oh, wait. Oh, here's something. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is amazing. There's pre-existing things here. A lot of them. How much you want to make about that hurts? It hurts. Oh, the rocks hurt too. The rocks hurt. So while it... Oh. And this was the other thing. They said that there was a new naturally occurring animal, and that if you pet it, you would get genetic traits from it. So this appears to be a very specific variant that you can get your animals that you generate yourself to have. Oh, there also appears to be quite a few areas to loot and to investigate. I'm not seeing a way into this. Okay, here we are. So similar to the one in the aluminum fields then. Although it does not appear to be... Okay. That's fine. With the news and update videos, I like to explain what's going on, but not just give away the entire thing. Oh geez, yeah, do not come here until you've got a jetpack. All of that is going to be toxic, poisonous stuff. This is definitely a late game zone. Oh, I'm hurt again. Okay. Oh geez, look at its toxic sludge over here too. Ow. Okay, so they are populated then. I guess I must have just gotten rotten luck with that first chest. Oh, but yeah, look at all the toxic sludge. Like, this is wild. Interesting to see that there's no resources on the ground. So this toxic cave area is definitely late end game type stuff, because not only is jetpack required, but explosives are also required. So this is definitely somewhere you're going to need to be much later in the game. Likely right around the time, I would assume, of you leaving. And I'm leaving the HUD up so that everybody can find the coordinates and that you can locate this area for yourself. So I know the Rover is definitely going to be stealing the show for this update, but these two new locations are gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That is amazing. Now, on the subject of controls, both of the unstuck and the turn HUD off, they're not working no matter what configuration or anything I try to apply to them. Because they require start plus another button, they were always very difficult to pull off in the first place, but now they seem to be completely non-functional. And the middle mouse button for turning the HUD off seems to no longer even be customizable, and it also doesn't work. So for those of you that are trying to get like those cinematic type shots, or like I said, posting jumps and all sorts of insane stunts with this thing on YouTube or on Reddit or Steam, getting the HUD off, oh boy. It seems to center and orient itself perfectly, so that's cool. But like I said, I'm certain that the Rover is going to be stealing the show for most people for this update. But also definitely check out these new locations, because this place looks amazing. And that fun little oasis back there, oh man, that I could definitely see a lot of people wanting to live in. Oh, hello. I thought there was only one. Can I pet you? Oh my god! What about you? Can I pet you too? So the resource requirements for the materials that need to go into this, and for all of its upgrades and unlocks and everything, don't seem super stiff. And it's because of that, it makes me think that the unlock for it is probably going to be pretty low in the progression. However, it also, because of the resource requirements for some of the higher tier upgrades, makes me think that this is going to be something that's probably going to evolve with you throughout the game. Like, it's probably something that you're going to get fairly early, and you're going to keep on adding to it, much like your actual base in your house. Pros and cons in its very infant stage. Love the beacon, and I like that that's an optional add-on. You know, because some people don't like having, jarring stuff like that on their HUD. But other people like me are absolutely going to lose this thing somewhere, and are going to need that thing to find it. The handling is definitely a little wonky, and I'm not in love with the camera controls either. Like I said, I understand that understeer is definitely going to happen at high speed, but it's a little extreme, I think. Like, the cornering is great when you're first starting out, but the second you give it any kind of gas, the wheel just automatically straightens out, and you have very little control over it. Which, at the speeds that this thing can travel, you're going to want control. I absolutely love that there's two little jumper seats back here, because as this is now a multiplayer game, you're going to want to bring your friends wherever you're off adventuring this thing with. But at the same time, I really do wish that we had controls over it. Because right now, with the mouse or with the right stick, I have absolutely no camera controls. So for the people who are riding in the back, they're just along for the ride. I also very much appreciate that they didn't introduce any kind of durability mechanic or vehicle damage system or anything like that with this. Now again, brand new update, so everything is subject to change. But given how floaty it is, which I do appreciate and really do like, just because we have no idea the gravity of this planet. So I love how floaty it is, and that you can get all these insane airtime. But it's never going to break. So I do appreciate that. So what was your most anticipated part of this update? What were you the most excited about or looking forward to? And what's the first thing that you're going to crack into? I'd definitely like to hear from people as to what they'd like to see for the future of this game. Because one thing that Maiju has been saying is, while the game is in 1.0, they're still not quite done yet. And so far, every update has been just even more incredible than the last. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this update to Planet Crafter, and I hope to see you in the next one. This is 7. Good night, guys.